Welcome to the Piper Harlow Show. No matter where you are in life or what career you choose, there is always room to pivot and grow if you have the right mindset. And our guests today are perfect examples of how different paths can lead to different incredible successes. Shevelle McPherson joins us to discuss her life as a force to be reckoned with in the legal field, and she also uses that knowledge to empower entrepreneurs. Next, we have Elina Golde, the first ballerina from Finland to dance with the iconic American Ballet Theater. She will discuss her illustrious career in dance and what it took to get there. And finally, we have comedian, author, and public speaker Marklyn T. His stage name, as you know, is MisterDirect. He took a real leap of faith and left the corporate world to explore his artistic side and has found major success. So we have a great show waiting for you. So forget about those Sunday chores for an hour. Grab your favorite cup of coffee or whatever your beverage of choice is, and let's get started. I am so happy to welcome today Dr. Shevelle McPherson, ESQ. Welcome, Shevelle. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. I introduced you as doctor, and I would love for you to tell everybody how that just happened.
So yes, that just recently happened. I have received an honorary degree for all of my philanthropy. As you know, I travel around the world and I'm really big on giving back. I'm really big on lifting as I climb.
Yes.
And so I was in London probably about a month ago and was recognized there for a lot of the achievements that I have done. And so I was bestowed an honorary doctorate degree just a few weeks ago. So now I'm doctor.
I am so proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So I also know that you've had some challenges in your young life that have really helped drive you towards success. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, absolutely. Happy to share. I was a teenage mom.
Yep.
So I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, commonly known as an inner city. Not a lot of advantages, not a lot of people coming out of that community achieving a lot. And I was driven at that point to do something different because once I had my son, I had a boy. Once I had my son, I was determined to provide a better life for him. So a lot of the mentorship that I didn't see in my community, a lot of the achievements that were not being seen other than on TV, I just wanted to have a better life. And so I finished high school, then I finished college, I went to law school.
And you had your son in college, right?
I had my son in high school.
In high school.
I had my son in high school. So I had to finish high school, finish college, finish law school while raising him.
That is amazing. Phenomenal.
So yeah. And so it was not easy, but it was my motivation. And he became my why and the reason why I wanted to elevate my life, because you can't elevate someone else's life if yours isn't elevated.
Very true. So Shevelle is my go-to attorney. When I need something, this is the woman that I call in a heartbeat. Shevelle, tell me some of the greatest lessons that you've learned in this legal field.
So as you know, I started off my career as a prosecutor, and then I went into criminal defense, and along the path ran into a lot of different entrepreneurs. So started helping entrepreneurs. One of the biggest lessons that I have learned, especially when it comes to representing individuals, is like ignorance of the law is no excuse. And it doesn't matter whether you are facing criminal, civil, or even being an entrepreneur. For entrepreneurs, I say it's really important that you understand that you need to have a legal foundation in your business.
Yes.
So just because you don't know that doesn't mean it's going to, it's an excuse for you to keep operating. So my recommendation to entrepreneurs in particular when it comes to legal is to make sure that you don't skip that step, because that is the very first step. I have seen countless entrepreneurs fail in their businesses, not because their businesses aren't great, but because they didn't have a proper foundation, a legal foundation.
Right, and that includes trademarks.
It includes, these are the 5 areas that I tell entrepreneurs to make sure they look into before they even launch their business. Making sure that you have a proper entity, because that's going to shield you from personal liability. Making sure that you're using effective legal agreements, because that's going to determine the relationships that you have, and it's going to outline the terms and agreements. Making sure that you have proper business insurance in case something happens. Making sure you're protecting your intellectual property because you have copyright and trademarks, and creating SOPs, step-by-step directions on how you're operating your business in case you have to step outside of your business. If you can put those 5 legal foundations in place, you will have a great foundation.
And that is why she is legally bossed up.
Absolutely.
With the most fabulous outfits. I also have to say, you have the greatest shoes of all time. Every time I see her, I don't know if you can get a close up of these shoes, but
Okay,
these
let's
are
see.
fabulous. Christian Louboutins.
I feel like
Classical
I'm on the
shoes.
shoe cam. These are my shoes.
Amazing.
I love shoes.
Yes, and a match. I love the whole outfit.
Thank you
Got
so
it all
much.
going on. Okay, Dr. McPherson, tell me about your organization, Soar2Success.
Oh, absolutely. So, Soar2Success is a company that I created specifically to help entrepreneurs understand how to not only profit in business but to protect their business, because most entrepreneurs are only focused on, at least initially, making money. So, Soar2Success is an academy where I teach entrepreneurs the legal foundation, the principles that they need to have in place to start their business, and then I also have digital programs and coaching services and consulting services to help them grow and scale.
That's perfect. That's what everybody needs.
Absolutely.
I needed that. I've called you.
Yes.
Because there's just certain things that you don't know
Right.
when you're starting a business. So, Shevelle, it's been such a blast having you on the show. Where can people find you for legal advice, especially as entrepreneurs and startups, artists in the business?
Yes. So you can go to ChevelleMcPherson.com. You can also email me at info@ChevelleMcPherson.com. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn as Shevelle McPherson. So I'm not that difficult to find. Whether you're starting a business, growing a business, scaling a business, I help entrepreneurs with the legal side of it. And then once they have that foundation in place, I help them to scale their businesses.
Do it. It's
Do
worth it. Thank you so much for being here today.
You're so
Shevelle.
welcome. I appreciate being here.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Diamonds and watches and coins we buy. Need extra cash, then give us a try. You'll get the most money, and that's not a lie. We're in East Brunswick, so come and say hi.
Call National Estate Jewelry Buyers at 732-257-4653 or visit us online at www.toppricesforgold.com.
Diamonds and watches and coins we buy. Need extra cash, then give us a try. You'll get the most money, and that's not a lie. We're in East Brunswick, so come and say hi.
Welcome back. Our next guest is ballerina turned actress, Elina Golde, former dancer with American Ballet Theater. Elina, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited. I love dancers. Dancing was my life growing up, and it's always been my true passion.
Oh, that's
And so, with that said, can you tell me what it was like to leave Finland and come to New York to be a dancer?
Yeah, well, I attended a competition in New York, and I was offered a contract with American Ballet Theater, and I didn't think for a second. I was like, okay, I'm moving. I'm going to move
How
to
old
New
were
York.
you when this happened?
I was 19.
19.
Yeah. So I didn't really, it wasn't a difficult decision.
You're like, I'm out.
Yeah,
This is what I want to
my
do.
mom was like, no, are you sure you're going to go? America is really far away. I'm like, yeah, I'm going.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it was definitely a huge change because New York is a huge place. It's so much bigger than Helsinki, where I grew up. And I had a little bit of a culture shock. And
I'm sure, yes.
yeah,
New York is a very busy city. Would you mind just telling everybody, in the world of ballet, it sparkles and it's tutus, but it's also really, really hard. And can you just tell people what that's like, maybe in your experience, what you've witnessed with other dancers, and what advice you would give?
Yeah, well, in general, from what the challenge for me was the long hours. Because as a ballet student, you don't really dance all day long. It's normally maybe max 4 hours a day.
Right.
And so when you enter a company like ABT, the hours are crazy. Like we were working from 10 a.m. till 7 p.m.
Wow.
Pretty much every day. And then if we had shows, we'd rehearse till 4 p.m. and then perform from 7 to 10. So it's kind of like an all-day thing. And
Yes.
if you're not prepared mentally and physically, it could be really, really hard. And I wish somebody told me when I was younger that, hey, do the strengthening now because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of load on your body.
It definitely is.
Yeah. So the advice I would give to young dancers is to do additional training on top of what they're already doing in their school.
So more like strength training, do you think?
Strength training,
Okay.
cross training.
Endurance.
Yes. Physical therapy. Also, if you have a private coach, work with a private coach. Anything extra to prepare you for those additional hours. Because that was definitely the biggest challenge for me when I joined the company.
So, have you seen Center Stage? It's
Of
one of my
course,
favorite
of course,
movies
I've
ever.
seen.
Favorite movies of all
And
time.
I've worked with a lot of these dancers. Who
Yes, and
were,
that was interesting to
Yeah.
me. I mean, back in the day when that movie came out, those people were not actors; they were actually dancers
Yeah.
from ABT
Yeah.
who I guess they trained to act. That's incredible that you worked with
Yeah.
them. Which ones have you worked with?
Sasha and Ethan. So Sasha played Charlie and Ethan played Cooper.
Cooper, yes, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. So when I joined, they were still in the company, so it was fun. But
That's-
now we're friends, so
Now we're
colleagues.
friends, no big deal.
Yeah.
So, I understand that you're now getting into acting. So
Yes.
tell me, I want to know what projects you're working on, what's going on with acting.
Yeah, I actually got into acting a while ago. When I was still in the company, I took some classes during an injury, actually, and I was like, okay, I never had time to take an acting class, and I finally had some time. So that was probably 7 years ago
Okay.
when I started studying, and I loved it. And it was kind of like an easy transition for me
Yes.
after I left ABT because I had a clear path and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So yeah, and I got myself an agent, and I've done 2 TV shows.
Yeah,
as-
can we ask? Can I ask? What have you been on?
Yes, so I was a guest star on both shows. One is Law and Order.
Yes. I did
And
Law and Order. That
you
was my
did.
very, very first acting
Yeah,
gig.
of
was Law and
course.
Order.
I mean,
I
New
think that's
Yorkers.
like the way in. It's a
Yeah.
rite of passage. You have to do Law and Order to be an
Yeah.
actor in New York.
Definitely. And then The Big Leap, that filmed in Chicago. And then I've done a bunch of independent films,
Yes.
short films, and we actually have one short film right now in the festival circuit, and
Oh, tell me.
it's called Hedgehog,
Hedgehog. Okay.
and it's about a very important topic about the Russian and Ukrainian conflict. And it's not a war movie, it's actually a movie about humanity. So it's a very touching story. And we've been screening all over the globe pretty much
That's
and
great.
winning awards.
Which festivals?
Oh my gosh. So one of the biggest ones we've been to Sedona.
Oh.
And then we went to LA to Dances with Films. We
That's
screened
great.
at the Chinese Theater.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
How amazing.
that was really exciting this past summer. And then we've been to Spain, and in Japan there's a big one, Shorts.
Oh, you've really been all over.
Well, I didn't actually travel to Japan for the screening. I went to LA and I went to some of the local ones here, and because it's also
But now you're just a star.
nobody's
Everybody's
paying for
seen you now.
well,
But that's what I love about independent productions, though. It really gives people the opportunity to get out there to create their own, right? You're not
Yeah.
stuck with all of these different rules and regulations. You can do whatever it is that you have to do.
yeah,
And I love
Yeah.
that. You can be free in
definitely.
your production.
Yeah.
Yes. So what's next? What's next for you?
I have a couple of films that I'm cast in. One is a feature film that a writer-director is writing for me, and we're kind of creating it together. So it's really exciting. I've never done that before, and it's kind of like an actor's dream,
Yes.
right? It's still in a very beginning process. So
Pre-production.
yes. And then I'm cast as a lead in another short that is going to film in Europe next year.
Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. So it's exciting. Yeah.
amazing.
I was a little nervous, transitioning from ballet to acting, but it's been going really well.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud of you. Congratulations on all
Thank
of your
you.
success. Elina, where can people go to find you on social media or to find your movies?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, elina.golde, also on TikTok. My website is elinagolde.com. Unfortunately, our film that is in the festival circuit is not available online yet, but hopefully it will, and I'll post
We'll
about
get
it.
there. Yeah, let me know,
then
and we'll
the
tell
TV
everybody.
shows, you know where to find those.
So what is the most favorite piece that you performed in? If you had to pick one. I know it's hard.
Ooh, yeah. I'd say Manon. Is one of
Manon.
my favorite ones.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming today. Everybody, stay tuned. We will be right back after a short commercial break.
Diamonds and watches and coins we buy. Need extra cash? Then give us a try. You'll get the most money, and that's not a lie. We're in East Brunswick, so come and say hi.
Call National Estate Jewelry Buyers at 732-257-4653 or visit us online at www.toppricesforgold.com.
Diamonds and watches and coins we buy. Need extra cash? Then give us a try. You'll get the most money, and that's not a lie. We're in East Brunswick, so come and say hi.
Welcome back to the Piper Harlow Show. Get ready for some laughs because I am here to introduce to you comedian MisterDirect.
Piper, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Thank you so much. Pardon me, I appreciate this so much. Thank you so much. This is somebody's Dunkin' bag. I don't know who it was. I just thought it was very funny that somebody said, hey, by the way, has a mobile walk-in order. I stole it. So if you're looking for it, just your guy, MisterDirect on the Piper Harlow Show stole it. So you guys just might want to just take that real quick, return it back to Dunkin' Donuts. How you guys doing? Yes, my name is MisterDirect, not Mr. Indirect. My pronouns are me, myself, and I. That means I'm selfish. Just get it through your head already. I'm a very selfish man. That's why I'm single. That's why girls look at me and want to go on a date, and I say, you're paying for it. I'm not paying for anything. I absolutely refuse. But I'm a cheap date. I don't care. I don't need, like there was a lady on the internet the other day that said, ooh, you're not going to take me to no Cheesecake Factory. I'm better than that. Take me wherever the hell you want. Matter of fact, you could take me to Mickey D's dollar menu, which ain't a dollar menu anymore. It's more like a $5 menu. What are the options? Because I really can't go to Mickey D's anymore. I'm 50 years old and I'm lactose intolerant. It doesn't smell very good at the end of the date if I have to drink a milkshake. Am I allowed to say that, Harlow?
Yes, you are.
I'm allowed to go
You
there?
go.
Okay, so your man, MisterDirect, is allowed to go there, so we're getting through it the right way. You don't want to take a 50-year-old man that's lactose intolerant to a place called a creamery. It's not going to end well for anybody at the creamery. I mean, the other day, I went to the creamery, and let me just tell you, Elizabethtown Gas showed up in hazmat suits and was complaining about the smell. I didn't know what it was, but you know, it was me. It was your man, MisterDirect. It was kind of crazy, just the crazy things we go through. It's been hard. I really don't like this time of year, to be honest with you guys. I don't like this time of year because for some reason, everybody's losing their mind over pumpkin spice. When did pumpkin spice become the it flavor? Think about the fact that pumpkin spice, all of a sudden, they put it in everything. Who thought of pumpkin spice underarm deodorant? Like, who took a sip of a latte and said, I want to smell that the next time I hug somebody? Like, not me. I don't know. It would smell really weird. And, you know, the other time pumpkin spice Spam, let's get something right, people. Pumpkin spice is, when you drink about the latte, it's cinnamon and nutmeg. Since when do you put cinnamon and nutmeg in toilet paper? That's right. They've got pumpkin spice toilet paper. Whoever took a sip of that latte and said, you know what, we should just wipe with this, they're out of their minds, people. They're absolutely out of their minds. It's ridiculous. Another reason why I don't like this time of year is because of all this haunted mansion stuff. Have you people not seen most of the scary movies? Black people die in the first 2 minutes. I'm not going on any haunted mansions. I'm not going on any haunted hay rides. Leave me out of it, people, and don't ask your black friends to do any pumpkin patch picking. It's ridiculous. I'm not picking anything. It's not a patch, it's a field. I don't pick in fields. That's my time. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. You guys will not believe the people that are laughing in the background. I kept it clean though, people. I kept it clean. They told me to keep it clean.
My cheeks hurt so bad.
I kept it clean.
Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back with an interview from MisterDirect. DIY PR behind the scenes blueprint, teaching you all the secrets you need to learn how to do PR for yourself. Pre-register today for the DIY course by going to piperharlow.com under the Work With Us tab. Piper Harlow Show. I am so proud to introduce to you MisterDirect. Thank you so much for doing that set for us, even though we put you on the spot.
It happens.
So I'd like to actually start by asking you, like, what got you interested in comedy?
I always was a little foolish. Long story short, actually, you can read it if you read it in that book that's in front of you, Facebook Conversations. Shameless plug.
We're going to talk about that.
I've been in corporate for so long, and when Facebook came out, I started writing a lot, and I slowly progressed into doing podcasting. And then from podcasting, Mike Marino, who you might know, said you would make a good host. So then he throws me on a show for him to host. And all of a sudden, I just started coming up with jokes out of nowhere. And then from there, it progressed into me just jumping on stage at Broadway Comedy Club, Greenwich Village Comedy Club, and Scotty's Comedy Cove, and places around the country.
So you actually did a big show recently with Mike.
Yes.
Yes, the New Jersey's bad boy of comedy.
Yes.
How did that go? How was it working for Mike?
Well, first of all, Mike is a 30-year veteran.
Yes.
So someone like me at my level coming in, it's still an honor and a privilege to be on show with him and learn about the comedy business and all the things that takes. The best thing about it is Mike and I are 10 years apart from graduating high school.
Okay.
And we live in the same town.
In Scotch Plains.
Yes, in Scotch Plains, New Jersey.
Boys.
Big ups to Scotch Plains, New Jersey, class of 91. But what it is Mike gives me a lot of insight on the business and how it runs. And he's been very gracious to take his expertise and almost take me underneath his wing and kind of help me along and kind of push me in the right direction.
Yeah, he's such a great guy. He's
yes,
always,
100%.
Whatever I can do to help, let me know. He's so great. He's so great. So tell me about these books. Facebook Conversations.
Facebook Conversations, the good, the funny, and ugly. Nobody believed the conversations I was having on Facebook.
Like what? Give me some examples.
I would talk about racism. I would talk about my dating life.
Oh, well, that's always comedic.
One life.
For me.
It's for me as well. One of the things I wrote in it was 1 baby daddy, 2 baby daddy, 3 baby daddy, and like just I thank God I avoided her. Like things like that. I'm sorry, but if you got 3 baby daddies, you're not my quote unquote wheelhouse of what I'm looking for to date.
Okay.
Nothing against anybody that does have any. So it was like people couldn't believe the conversations we had. So I took those, interpreted them, changed them around as far as I changed people's names. But now my name stayed the same. So you see where I was commenting, but you could see actually what these people were writing. And it's funny because since that happened, nobody really comments on my threads anymore. You're like, oh my God, we're giving him free content. Like, yeah, you are. That was the idea.
Oh my goodness. Tell me about this book right here.
When you're younger, a lot of people say that you're talking sugar, honey, and iced tea all the time, right? And that's what they always say, oh, ignore him. He's talking sugar, honey, and iced tea. He's nobody that you should really listen to. But there was a lot to learn, and I said, why not write a book about my life, but at the same time, give people a little bit of motivation, a little bit of hope. Sometimes when you see these guys that are motivational speakers, they're bullet point motivational speakers. Yeah. Even when they're telling you their life, I just want the bullet points. I want you to be able to relate to me. And when people read that, they relate to me and they relate to myself. I'm just the everyday guy. Got sick of corporate America. Yes. I didn't fit in corporate America. And it truly is not everybody's built for corporate America.
I'm not. And that's why I became an entrepreneur.
Yes. And a lot of people don't know that.
Find your ways. I don't like working for other people. I'm a creative. I need to be out there and doing things and not stuck in a cubicle. And honestly, the people who do that, I have so much respect for because I can't do that myself.
And the funny part is people will tell you, which is weird. They'll say, well, nobody's happy with their job. So just get a job just to do it. And it's, yeah. So I have one of the things I talk about when I'm doing motivational speaking is I call it the rinse and repeat. I would get hired. And then after a year or two, I'd get fired. And because I didn't know anything else, I kept getting hired, kept getting fired. Yeah. And because that's all you know.
Yeah.
Then finally, my dad passed away in 2014. When I moved back here, I said, I'm not going back to corporate America unless I have to.
Yep.
And I've been, listen, it's not easy.
No,
you go through periods where sometimes you don't know the money coming in. Sometimes you get demotivated.
Yep.
And to this day, I'm still shocked I got 2 books released. And I got a 3rd one coming out real soon.
I'm super proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But it's not easy. But anyway, and you get judged by your friends because you see a lot of your friends being successful. You see a lot of your friends living the life and they look at you and they're like, do you know if you just had a job, you could do, and it's like, but I'm not you, and I don't want
But
the
what
same
actually
things.
is success? You know,
And
is
that's
it,
one of the things
is
I
it
address.
all the money, or is it going home every night and feeling happy with your life and loving your life?
I take a bad day on stage over a good day in an office space that I don't want to
Same,
be in.
Same here. All the
And
way.
people will never understand that. And the shows I did with Mike, great shows.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you one of the sets wasn't the greatest, but
It
the
always
feeling,
happens.
but the feeling of being up there and just having fun and enjoying myself and putting smiles on people's
Yes,
faces,
yes,
it's
that
a
is the
different
best.
experience. And
That is the best.
that's what I live for. And no one can ever replace that.
No, absolutely. And so on top of that now, public speaking is really a big part of your career, right?
Yes, as I was saying before, most people are bullet point talkers. Look at your Tony Robbins and all these
Yes.
different guys. Not to dismiss what they're doing because they create impact. And it's a simple process. What brings you joy?
Yes.
I posted
Yes.
the other day
When you're happy,
on TikTok.
when you're joyful, you never work a day in your life.
I posted the other day on TikTok, and a gentleman said, "Happiness doesn't pay the bills." And I said, that's a poor way to look at it, because so many people are paying the bills with their happiness, with their joy. And people don't, when you see somebody up on stage, and we all give the Dave Chappelles, the Kevin Harts, we all give them accolades because they're famous and they're selling out arenas. But what about the guy that's making $55,000, $60,000 a year and still does the same thing and hustling just as hard?
Yeah.
He loves making people laugh.
Yeah. And they
And-
didn't start out, being these celebrities. They worked the open mic nights. They did all this. So you have to develop those skills and work your way
We
up.
were just talking about that in the green room over there. People don't understand what it goes into, and people want to shortchange you.
Yeah.
People constantly you don't deserve to make this money. You don't deserve to, I don't want to
Let's
pay
just
you
get
this
rid of
amount.
that word you don't deserve. 'Cause
Well,
I think,
But they don't want to pay you.
Yeah.
And they don't realize they think like you're some guy that sits in your house and just, oh, I thought of a joke. They don't understand going to the mics. And you go to New York
all the
City, you're
rehearsals.
paying dollars.
Yeah.
You're paying
Yeah.
$5 a pop. If you're doing 3 mics a day, plus you're eating, plus you're drinking. I remember one day I probably spent close to $35. Now imagine spending $35 a day, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. And people can say, well, that's not much, but that 35 over
Adds
a
up.
month, over 2 months, that's a lot of time and energy
That
you're
adds
putting
up.
into it. And if I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it. But I never found anything that feeds my soul as much as motivating kids, as much as doing comedy. And as hard as comedy is, I just keep going back.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you keep going back. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
all
I
these kids
appreciate
are
it.
as well.
Thank you.
Tell me, where can people buy the book? Where can people find you? Follow you on social media?
The books are all on Amazon. If you go on Amazon and just type in the titles, or if you go on Amazon and type in Marklyn T Johnson, Marklyn T Johnson, you will find them. One of the biggest flex I like to do is say, Google me, and just type in. When someone says I'm a nobody, I'm like, Google me. You'll see who I am.
MisterDirect right here, guys.
Yes,
Thank
Google
you-
MisterDirect and you will find me everywhere.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Stay tuned, and we will be right back. Thank you so much to all of our guests this week and to all of those who helped to create this show. If you are an entrepreneur or artist and want to be on the show, please reach out to us at thepiperharlowshow.com. And remember, whatever path you are on, whatever talent you possess, pursue yourself with the dedication you deserve. See you next week, and remember, always be seen, be heard, and be fearless.